The following is a presentation of the Nerd Complex Podcast Network.
You are listening to Audio Suplex Live. Oh, I don't know if we even tested these cameras. Oh, no, I look good.
What do I look like?
Who knows?
Okay, get it off me.
You look the same. What's up with the beanie, bro?
It's called I didn't have time to do anything this morning.
With your hair?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or my body.
Or your body?
I didn't shower. Sorry, guys.
This morning?
How do I smell?
I didn't shower this morning. Are you supposed to shower in the morning?
For those of you who aren't in the studio, I probably smell okay. Guys, can you confirm?
I can't tell.
Probably smell better than I do.
All right. Happy holidays, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Nice. Getting to the holiday spirit, Corey. I know you got a big shared birthday coming up here soon.
Oh, who do I share it with?
Some guy named
Jesus.
Jesus.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Christ? He's one of the Christ brothers?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You have to debut for Impact Wrestling, but yeah, the third Chris brother.
Interesting.
Yeah. December 25th.
That's my birthday.
Yeah.
I turned 30 years old.
Holy cow.
I'm 30 and I still watch wrestling. Can you believe it?
Yes, because I am past 30.
Oh my God.
And I still watch wrestling.
Jesus.
So, yeah.
Don't tell the viewers.
That's all right.
So I went to Pittsburgh this weekend.
How was it?
It was all right. It was all right. I've only been to Pittsburgh a handful of times. So this is probably the best time I've ever had in Pittsburgh.
Any professional wrestler sightings? I know Adam Cole's from the area, Britt Baker.
No, but we went and saw this band, the Born Ruffians. It's Angela's favorite band, and I like them a lot too. And so for her birthday was a couple weeks ago, I bought her tickets to the show. So we drove to Pittsburgh and went and saw them. These guys are big wrestling fans.
Really?
The guys in the band actually have a music video for one of their songs and has Chris Hero in it. And it's like a slow motion wrestling match that happens during the song. It's pretty cool.
That's kind of cool.
But after the show, Angela's never met him, so we stayed after to try to talk to him, and we got to talk to the guys, and they all like wrestling, so it was pretty cool.
Were you wearing a wrestling shirt?
I was.
What were you wearing?
My NWO shirt.
Of course. Good move.
So the backstory on that is we actually seen them 3 times this year, which is they don't play anywhere around Toledo. We saw them in near Detroit. Then we saw them in Chicago, and then we just saw them in Pittsburgh.
Where in Chicago? Do you remember the venue?
I don't. It was 3-story building, and you could watch from the 3rd floor down to the 2nd floor.
Gotcha.
I don't remember what it was called. But either way, I was wearing the NWO shirt the first show we went to in Detroit, and one of the band members was like, "Hey, nice shirt!" during the show, and I was like, "Oh, sweet, you recognized me."
Did he throw it up or?
Yes, I believe he threw up the Too Sweet.
Of course.
And then when we went to Chicago, I was like, I'm going to wear my red NWO shirt to see if they see me again.
Mm-hmm.
And then they didn't say anything to me. But then this show, I wore it again, and they totally noticed.
I will 100% say, as somebody who owns an NWO T-shirt, multiple NWO T-shirts,
I have 2.
They still get people react to them in public. I have the weirdest interactions with people when I wear my NWO shirts, and it's always at Starbucks every time. Then I've told the story on the show before about me wearing an NWO shirt to a Starbucks, and then this post worker comes up to me and she goes, "Hey, I like your shirt." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you. Cool. Thanks. I appreciate it." Mm-hmm. She goes, "You listen to Alex?" And I'm just like, "No, I have no idea who you're talking about." I'm thinking because I'm thinking from the mind of a podcaster. I'm like, okay, she talking about some wrestling podcast or something like that.
Yeah,
some wrestling insider that I didn't know about.
Right.
Whatever. No, I don't listen to Alex. I go, "Alex." She goes, "Alex Jones?" And at this point, I realize that she thinks my shirt is some sort of alt-right,
New World
Order kind of connotation. And I'm just like, I can't grab my iced coffee quick enough. I'm just trying to grab it and get out of the counter. So I'm just get out of the way and run. So
interesting.
The other story is I actually got a Too Sweet at a Starbucks once. I was wearing a T-shirt and picking up my coffee. Guy goes, "Hey man, just so you know, when you're NWO, you're NWO
for life." Yeah, so the other thing about this band, so they gave me that we Too Sweeted, and then Angela got the set list from the band, and she had him sign it, and the one wrote NWO for life.
Let's go.
And when he signed it, so
that's much cooler than my Starbucks stories.
Yeah, so she has that forever.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. It was a good time.
Yeah? Did you guys eat in Pittsburgh anywhere?
Yeah, so I've eaten at, there's a sandwich shop.
Oh, it's the popular one
Something
there.
Brothers.
Yeah,
with a P. I don't know.
Pomoni Brothers
or
whatever.
So we've eaten there before last time we were in Pittsburgh, and it was
really don't.
It was okay. But at the show, one of the bands that played with them, they're from Canada, so they've never been to Pittsburgh before. So they asked, like, what's Pittsburgh known for food-wise? And somebody yelled out pierogies, and I got real excited. I'm like, really? They're known for pierogies? I had no idea. Mm-hmm. So we left the venue to go to this restaurant it said they specialize in pierogies, or that's one of the things that they serve. And I was like, 24-hour diner.
Pierogies.
I'll get some pierogies.
Yeah.
It sounds great. These mother fudgers. I ordered them, and you get 3 for $2.50. I'm like, that's not bad for 3 homemade pierogies. They are not homemade.
They're this big,
No. They were frozen Mrs. T's pierogies that I buy at Kroger, 12 for $2.50, and they.
And this is
super disappointed.
I've been preaching this. When you said Pittsburgh, like my eyes kind of perked up because Pittsburgh trash. It's trash, man.
Yeah, it actually looked pretty cool. We were very fortunate because the roads there are like up and down, and luckily there was no snow, or else I was like, we were gonna die.
Read my lips now, viewers and listeners. If I am ever elected president of the United States of America, my first order will be to just shut down the city of Pittsburgh. It's useless.
All right.
Second order of business will be to shut out the entire state of Indiana because it is entirely useless.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Indiana is just the worst state.
I don't like Pennsylvania that much, but you take a liking to part of it.
Yeah. At least the southeastern quadrant.
Yeah.
So
anyway.
We
haven't talked about anything. Well, I guess we did talk a little bit about wrestling.
Yeah. Why I asked you about Pittsburgh and wrestling and stuff like that. That's true. I mean, but these are good to kind of like pull back the curtain a little bit, let the listeners and viewers get to know us a little bit. See what our lives are like.
Cares. So. It's no Anthony today.
Mm-mm.
No, Anthony. He had some prior commitments, some very important business to take care of.
The most important
clients,
to
take care of.
Yeah,
one specific.
He has weights to lift. I think
steaks and like weights.
Pec day.
Every day's pec day.
Yeah, if you're BT Jackson,
every day's pec day.
Every day's pec day. Back day is a big day for him too.
Yeah, well, yeah, every day's back day too.
It's the only 26-hour day he has. It's nuts.
Yeah.
We
miss you, BT.
Yeah, we miss you, buddy.
We'll see you soon.
Your charisma and canter is going to be missed in the studio today, but we have much more pressing matters ahead of us.
There's 12 matches on this card.
I can think of 3 pressing matters that we have in front of us.
Okay.
Tables, ladders, and chairs, baby.
Remember when steps? Remember?
Was it stairs?
Or stairs?
Tables, ladders, and chairs. And stairs.
Because they had a stairs match.
Literally anything between 2007 WWE and like 2014 WWE is just like...
I'm glad I stopped watching then.
It's a lost era.
I'm glad I did not partake.
Yeah. So, TLC.
Yeah. TLC. Tables, ladders, and chairs. 12 matches to go over.
This is notoriously the worst time of year to be a professional wrestling fan.
This card actually looks pretty good. There are some decent matches on the ticket here.
Yeah.
And there are a couple of matches I'm excited about. I don't know about you. Mm-hmm. You obviously don't watch as much of the product as I do.
I stay up. I stay informed.
That has nothing to do. Oh, you stay up.
I stay informed. I have my interests in my areas of expertise.
Yeah. So. NXT, right?
Yeah.
Did you watch this week's episode of NXT?
Did not.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
Breaking news. You know the Mighty, formerly known as TM61. One of the guys was recently released from his contract.
Really?
He asked for the release.
So
he's from Australia. Apparently they went back. They was on the Australia tour or something. They went to Australia. And his wife just had a baby, and he decided not to come back.
He was like, I'm just going to.
And WWE allowed him out of his contract so he could stay there.
That's not bad. I'm sure he'll have a. They weren't really doing a whole lot with him.
No, they just repackaged him as the Mighty.
Mm-hmm.
So they were kind of setting him up as one of the major tag teams in the division.
That's the only thing about the NXT tag team division right now is it's kind of. It's a steep drop once you get past like the top teams. Like you have like the War Raiders and Undisputed Era, and I guess you could probably throw Mustache Mountain into that conversation for like the top.
Well, right now
teams.
they're pushing. Oh, well, I don't know if this is this week's NXT or last week's, but Heavy Machinery have been being pushed
as they
into
should be.
into the spotlight. I think they're just getting pushed to be someone like to be beaten.
I hope not. Heavy Machinery is cash,
and then
but you have the Street Profits are starting to build up momentum.
They're wrestling a lot for Evolve. Actually, I think
one
of their
tag team champions.
They're
actually
the
champs. Mistaken.
Yeah. So, or at least, that sounds right.
So, and then there was actually a big kerfuffle about that because there was an Evolve show that was being promoted that had the Street Profits on it that Impact Wrestling pulled LAX off of because they didn't want their guys losing to WWE developmental guys.
Really?
Yeah. Big.
I'm surprised WWE would let them wrestle Impact guys. Because I feel like that would be one of the stipulations.
And these new NXT indie
deals,
like indie deals are kind of interesting because of that. Because you're getting these weird cards where you're getting like WWE paid employees on the same card as like, hardcore wrestling, legends or like, indie darlings and stuff like that. So you're getting these really cool mixed cards of these like Evolve shows and these IWC shows over in the UK, and same with like Progress and stuff like that. You're getting like these really cool mixed cards. So I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Wrestling's definitely getting interesting.
Yeah. So we have 12 matches on the TLC card this month.
What do you think? What do you think is going to be on the pre-show?
Oh, good. I think we're going to
have Max Challenge?
two matches on the pre-show. I think the Mixed Match Challenge final is going to be on the pre-show.
What else?
And I think
Elias, Bobby Lashley, Ruby Riott, Natalya.
I could honestly see the Cruiserweight title going back to the pre-show again.
Really?
Maybe.
I say Natalya versus Ruby Riott. And
that might end up on the pre-show.
That would be my guess.
And that's going to be a tables match too. So it would be kind of good to have like a stipulation match that's on the pre-show.
Give them an idea what they're getting into.
Yeah, give like a little teaser.
Even though that match is going to be garbage.
I have faith in Ruby Riott and Natty to have a pretty okay match.
So before the show, you mentioned you did not watch all of SmackDown.
I watched bits and pieces.
Did you watch Daniel Bryan versus Mustafa Ali? Oh my God,
so good.
Hopefully they give him a spot on SmackDown.
Part of the soapbox I wanted to get into with this show was really kind of highlighting the way they're using a lot of this up and coming talent on the show, and I think it really bodes well. I was thinking very heavily about some of these guys, like the Mustafa Ali Daniel Bryan match got me thinking a lot about like what's the landscape of WWE going to look like in 5 years from now? Like what names are going to be like towards the top of the card? We don't know what's going on with Roman right now, so he's going to be out indefinitely,
for at least a couple of years.
For at least a couple of years, maybe even longer. We don't even know. But you do have obviously your stalwarts at the top of the card, like your Dean, your Seth Rollins, your Braun Strowman's kind of up there, Brock Lesnar's up there, but now you have this new crop of like next wave guys that are going to get those big pushes. Your Drew McIntyre is going to be up there. I can see Lashley in a program that has something bigger behind it, hopefully sooner than later. I like what they're doing with Cien Almas as well.
He hasn't been on TV since August.
He's going to be
September, maybe.
They're going to be doing something big with him soon.
He hasn't been on in like 3 months on TV.
He's one of those guys.
Selena Vega's been on more recently and multiple times than he's been on.
I feel like Almas is one of those guys though that you can take off TV for a little bit of time and he'd be okay.
Well, I'm getting worried because I said he was going to win the Royal Rumble and he hasn't been on TV leading up to the Royal Rumble. So
at all, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get into this card. Do you want to just go it from the top? And
I haven't really thought about some of these matches as who I would pick. So we'll have to do it on like this. Particularly this first one.
Well, this pay-per-view's got this weird distinction of being like the pre-Royal. This is like, and this is what I was getting to earlier. This is like the pre-road to the road to WrestleMania, because the road to WrestleMania starts with the Rumble.
Well, I feel like the Rumble, you usually don't have too many title changes. You definitely don't have a heavyweight title change almost ever.
To coin a phrase from Ajax, we're getting the car started. We're getting packed up.
Yeah,
we're getting ready to hit on the road.
I think this pay-per-view would be one that you'd want to set up your champions who you want to be champion going into WrestleMania season.
So if you're going to have title changes,
I think tonight over Royal Rumble, because a lot of the guys are already busy on Royal Rumble.
This will get a good reset for.
And apparently Vince is going to be on Raw tomorrow night
to address.
To shake things up is the quote. WWE posted Vince is appearing on Raw to shake things up. Kurt Angle's also advertised to be on the show tomorrow, which
interesting
leads me to believe that maybe, just maybe, Baron Corbin loses later tonight. We'll see. And hopefully, I would really love to see a superstar shakeup tomorrow night.
Just like a real quick reset before the Rumble.
I think that would be cool.
Get some NXT call-ups up.
Maybe. I have a theory about one of the matches later that if there is in fact going to be a superstar shakeup, how I would book one of these matches to affect that.
Let's get into it, man. Yeah. Let's roll the sleeves up and dive right in.
Let's do it. The first match, we're going to talk about the Mixed Match Challenge. The winner of this match is going to get the 30th entry in both Rumbles. We have the Fabulous Truth with R-Truth and Carmella taking on Mahalisha, Jinder Mahal, and Alicia Fox. I'm going to go with Fabulous Truth, I think.
too much momentum there, man. They're white hot.
They are. And I think what you could do...
and at this point with the mixed match challenge, with as many subs as they've had, it's the only team that actually still makes sense.
Both of these teams, I think, were teammates at the beginning of the show.
I think so.
I think they're one of the only.
Maybe.
I think so. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. But here's what I see that they can get out of it a little bit, because it kind of sucks giving away that suspenseful 30th spot in the Rumble.
I think this gives more. This favors more Carmella to have that 30th spot than it does R-Truth.
R-Truth getting the 30th spot means nothing. So
it's going to be the comedy spot.
My workaround is maybe he doesn't. You know how he keep challenging Carmella for the women's championship? Mm-hmm. What if he shows up for the women's Rumble and tries to enter at 30? And so because he does that, he loses his spot in the men's Rumble.
And then the 30th
is somebody else. Mm-hmm. Or something happens to him where he can't compete in the 30th spot because he got beat up by all these women. And I don't know.
Tweaks his ankle.
Could be anything.
Or something like that. Yeah.
The women beat the crap out of him because they don't want a man to win. I don't know. Who knows?
Right.
But that would kind of get rid of that. Carmella would still be able to get, I don't know.
Get her 30th spot. I could see genuinely, and this is kind of like getting a little ahead of ourselves, I could see Carmella being a really good contender to win the women's Rumble.
Possibly.
Especially if they give her that 30th spot.
I can see it more so with, like I said, I mentioned the booking that I'm going to do with the mixed match or the shakeup. Mm-hmm. If the shakeup does happen, then I could see Carmella win in the Rumble. If not, I think Becky Lynch will win.
Yeah.
So she can face Ronda Rousey.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're both going with Fabulous Truth.
Yep.
All right. What's our
lock it in? So second match that we're going to talk about.
Oh, the big one here.
Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose.
Is this a ladder match or is this a TLC?
I'm going to look at the card, actually.
This is a singles match for the Intercontinental Championship. It is not a stipulation match.
Really?
One-on-one. That's surprising. I would have guessed ladder match.
Ooh, I don't know where they go with this one.
I think Dean wins, and this frees Seth up to move into the Universal title picture.
I don't think they're done with this Seth Rollins-Dean Ambrose feud.
I think maybe we'll play into it at the Rumble.
I think
they'll face off in the Rumble, but I think Seth, maybe they're the final two in the Rumble.
I think this carries over to. Do you really think so? Do you could see these two being?
I could see that. Okay, Dean wins the belt here. Seth obviously can't just say, "I don't want the IC belt anymore." So they have their little feud going up to the Rumble. Blow off in the Rumble. The last two winners going to WrestleMania. Seth throws out Dean. Seth goes to Rumble to face Brock. And then he gets one over on Dean because he's getting into the Universal title. Yeah, what did I say?
Rumble.
Win at the Rumble
to get this face Brock
at the.
So we get Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar properly
at WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
I think that will be what happens. Whether he wins the Rumble or not, I think Rollins versus Lesnar.
I'm going to go with Dean too, just because I feel like him coming back in this heel turn, he needs the heat right now.
Yeah,
and I could definitely see it being through some very obviously nefarious means. Actually, is what I was looking for. Yeah, he'd get through some nefarious means. Yeah, I'd see Dean taking it. So yeah, I'm in with it.
All right, so we got a title change.
Yeah, boom. So our first title change of the evening.
All right, our next match: Ronda Rousey, the women's champion on Raw, taking on Nia Jax with Tamina at ringside.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Still Ronda.
I think if any match, I don't know if they would do it. Okay, so
there's no way.
Ronda beats Nia Jax with one move.
Do you think it's a squash, like a
proper locks in the armbar right away,
and then it's just like a proper
squash match? Yeah, I think that would be cool. There's 12 matches on this card.
Yeah, if you're gonna have a squash match, I think this is it.
Like maybe something happens, Nia runs at her and right up
head
the
of
bat,
steam and just ends
right
up
up the bat.
Yeah,
and she locks in the arm lock, and it's.
Yeah, I can see that being possible. Yeah.
Do you see Nia Jax having a chance at winning this belt at all?
The only thing about Nia that's interesting to me is that they really haven't shied away from the whole. She's a pariah now. People hate her. She has more heat than I think just about any other woman on the roster right now. And whether it's for good reasons or not, they've decided to kind of go all in on that and just kind of really, fine, you guys hate Nia Jax? Cool, we're going to make sure you guys hate her. I've watched WWE long enough now to know that nothing is off the table. Just because Nia is quote-unquote an unsafe worker, she also has a ton of heat. And being a safe worker, sometimes I feel like is only half the battle, if that. Mm-hmm. If you have heat and you get people to react in any capacity, right. I know that they've got the capacity to do something like put the title on her.
Well, I definitely hate Nia Jax, and I definitely hate Tamina.
And you would be so pissed if she were to walk out with the title over Ronda Rousey.
I wouldn't. I would laugh, actually. I don't think I would be pissed. I would laugh that WWE would waste Ronda Rousey's first loss on Nia Jax.
I think this isn't the place, but I could see that being, like, there's like a good 30% possibility that's going to happen.
Well, let's hope not.
But yeah, I'm still going to go in with Rousey because I do think the match at Mania is Rousey versus Lynch.
For sure. Main event, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Hopefully.
God, I hope so. That needs to, honestly, for publicity.
I think it's the right, people want it.
And Becky
It's not one where, like, you know, I'm sure people wanted, like, Charlotte versus Sasha Banks and Hell in a Cell. Mm-hmm. Like, that was big. But this is one that, like, people are chomping at the bit to see this match.
This is in the main event.
People are going to stick around to the end of the card to watch that match, for sure.
It's almost foolproof because it's Rousey. And, even if it wasn't Becky Lynch, who is literally the most white-hot sports entertainer on the planet right now. You have Ronda Rousey, who literally, we've seen it firsthand at the Beer Stew when we're hosting pay-per-views. She garners that outside attention that Vince so desperately seeks, especially for WrestleMania.
Right.
So if you tell the world that you're going to have Ronda Rousey in the main event of WrestleMania, it's almost too perfect.
Historic first ever women's main event at WrestleMania.
Exactly. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It almost writes itself. So.
And I don't see it being Ronda coming to SmackDown to face Becky as champion.
No, there's no way.
So
the only way they may do something like that is because Fox getting SmackDown.
Possible. And I do think Ronda will go to SmackDown before the end of the year, but I think Becky's going to beat her at WrestleMania first. And then she'll go to SmackDown.
And Becky's going to be the most white hot.
For sure. Biggest thing on Raw.
Biggest thing on the
Raw's
planet.
ratings will go up.
Literally the man.
So, Raw 3 weeks in a row. Record low all-time viewership 3 weeks in a row.
It's abysmal.
It's the lowest it's ever been right now.
It's abysmal.
It's real not good.
I mean, I get, like, Monday Night Football is going on right now and everything, but, still, I've watched some Monday Night Football. These aren't really, like, barn burner contests that are, like, the NFL season's basically wrapped up at this point anyhow.
All right, let's move on to match number 4. Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre. If you would have asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said McIntyre, hands down, no chance he's losing, but because he's been undefeated, but he lost to Ziggler 2 weeks ago, so on Raw.
But I think that was more of a red herring than anything. I think that was just kind of like a way to show that, oh man, maybe there's a chink in the armor and he can, Drew McIntyre can be beaten.
I wish they wouldn't have had him take that loss. Not yet. Not on Raw.
It's okay.
I'm gonna pick Drew McIntyre
hands down. It hurts to kind of do that because I know Finn needs all the momentum he can get right now.
Fans like him even if he loses. They've kind of already messed him up, so
yeah, it's kind of to
keep the ball rolling on not anything good.
And honestly, you need McIntyre to look like the star that he is. You need him to look like he is going to be the guy, because after Mania, we really need to figure out like what it's going to look like at the top of the card. And there's only so many people. Lesnar's probably not going to be there.
Right.
Strowman's going to probably be in the picture. McIntyre's going to have to be up there. Seth and Dean probably in some capacity. I'm sure some sort of other shaking around is going to move some people around and get a better main event picture on Raw.
Right.
But Drew McIntyre is 100% going to be in that picture, and it starts here. So yeah.
All right, we're both going Drew. Have we agreed on everything so far?
Yeah,
we have agreed on everything. That's
I'm
great.
also very agreeable right now.
That's true.
So.
Elias versus Lashley is next. This is a guitar on a pole match. The person who grabs the guitar can use it as a weapon. I think Elias wins here.
There's a lot of cool things about this. I think the coolest thing is that they actually somehow convinced Vince Russo to come back to book this.
You know what's funny is Lashley posted a tweet on Twitter saying how Sunday's going to go. My music's going to hit. His music's going to hit. I'm going to knock him out, and you're going to hear 1, 2, 3 or something like that, which it's a ladder match. Or
a guitar on a pole match?
Actually, you know what? Is it on a pole or is it a ladder? Actually, it's a ladder match because it's TLC.
With the guitar at the top of the ladder.
Yeah, and he said something about, I don't know. Never mind.
So how do you win the match? Do you get the guitar down and hit him with it?
I think so.
And that's it.
I think that's
somebody gets hit with the guitar.
I think so. I think you get it down and you hit him. Have they ever had one like this?
This is very WCW. The last thing I can remember is
on a pole.
Well, I remember when Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio fought for custody of a child.
Dominic, who is working in the Performance Center.
He is good for him. Dominic Mysterio.
It could have been Dominic Guerrero.
Had
the match gone any differently.
Depending on how quickly you can get him out of the Performance Center, there's still time to. We can get Vicky back. We can start running paternity tests. You know,
should.
If it works for Jason Jordan, it works for Kurt Angle.
I don't think the question of whether or not.
I just don't want to see Rey Mysterio, who is not necessarily the best promo in the entire world, have to do something that deeply personal ever again.
Yeah,
Rey Mysterio was good for like. Come out, do the cool moves, do the pop, do the entrance, give the kid the mask.
He's got a match tonight.
Don't let him cut promos. Rey Mysterio's not a great
He's okay. He's not great.
All right. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Elias on this one.
I'm going to go with Elias as well.
Although I do like Lashley lately. I like the fact that they've actually just went ahead and turned him heel.
I don't like that he bends
Leo
over
Rush.
And shows his butt off to everybody.
Fuck it.
But that's his heat, I guess.
Well, and you got Leo Rush, who is a heat magnet.
Oh. All right, so our next match is a pretty big match. It's a triple threat tag match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. You got the champions, The Bar, taking on the New Day, and who's the last man?
The
Usos. That's right. And there's a rumor. I don't know if it's true or if it will be true, but there's a rumor that this might be turned into a TLC match. To make it, there's only one TLC match on this entire card, and it might not happen.
I saw on Twitter the other day, I think it was Bubba Ray Dudley was calling for them to make this a TLC match.
They should. These guys could definitely do it.
He said something to the effect of, 18 years ago or whatever, me, the Hardys, and the Hardys and Eddie Christian, revolutionized this match. I think it's time that we let the next generation show us what they can do with it. And that's why he wants to kind of see this as like a new...
For sure.
Because these are, quite honestly, the three best teams on SmackDown. We don't have to talk about the Uso New Day feud any more than we already have. Like, obviously Hell in a Cell match was incredible. Every time those two teams get in the ring together, it's incredible. But
all of these teams are super talented, arguably the best tag teams in the WWE right now.
Hands down. And the Bar is right up there with them. They've established like a really good, 7 tag team title reigns at this point?
They have a lot. They've done a lot in a short time.
And they've hot potatoed the titles and stuff like that when they were on Raw. But still, like, these are 3 really good teams, and I would like to see them go full stop and just make it TLC and let all 3 of them shine. Let them steal the cards, see what they can do.
For sure. Who do you got and why?
Oh, man.
I think it's time for the Usos to get the belts back.
It's been a long time, and honestly, the Usos are great.
They are great, and they're good on the mic, and I think them having the championships will give them an opportunity to do a little bit more mic work. I
also feel like giving the Usos the tag titles is an opportunity to then now bring up a up and coming team, maybe an NXT call up, and have them kind of like get into a program with that to kind of really elevate some new talent. You could even throw Sanity in there if you want to really start to kind of get like.
They're gonna have to. The Raw tag team division is garbage, and the SmackDown tag division has a ton of teams, and a lot of them they're not using properly. Gallows and Anderson and Sanity, they're great tag teams. They just have been poorly booked, and they're not used. They're not on TV.
We just need a tag team show. We just need like an entire show dedicated to tag team wrestling.
And you want another 2 hours of wrestling every week to watch?
I don't even watch the 17 hours a week that they already produce.
Oh, well, you want another show made? I don't know if they're going to do that.
I don't mind ignoring another one.
I might watch it. I don't know. Some tag team wrestling is really good. Some tag team wrestling is not very good.
It's true.
It depends on how it's booked.
Yeah. So SmackDown very top heavy. Usos would be cool, and then I would like to see them go into a program with like Sanity, or even bring up like a Heavy Machinery or something like that. Or
I think they should use Sanity before they try to do. I think Sanity would be good.
Yeah. Heavy Machinery needs
Sanity's going to lose though, but. I don't know.
It's going to be hard to call up Heavy Machinery later on when Otis Dozovich is literally the NXT champion, tag team champions, and the North American champion.
He could call up with that.
With all the belts?
None of that's going to happen. None of those things.
I can only hope.
So who are you going with? I said Usos. You going Usos?
Yeah, I'll go Usos.
Wow, we're going to get them all right because we agreed. Because in the past when we've done the we have to agree thing, we've done.
I don't want to say that it's because Anthony's not here and that it's there's a calm over the room, but
all right.
I would never be so crass.
Here's a match that I don't care about at all. How about Natalya versus Ruby Riott?
I was thinking about this one earlier. I think Natalya is kind of to the point where she doesn't really matter. She doesn't really need it.
She doesn't matter.
And Ruby Riott is like part of that next wave of will be superstars, and I think they've done a good job of protecting Ruby Riott to this point. She's looked good since she's made her debut on TV. I didn't care for the Riott Squad thing at first, but they've really gelled as a unit.
Did you see the thing where Ruby Riott had Jim the Anvil, his body on a table? Mm-hmm. You saw that?
Yeah.
And she said she's gonna put Natty through that table.
So they can be closer together, whatever.
Yeah.
She ended up saying.
You don't think Natty's gonna win because of that?
No.
You think she's going through that table?
Ruby Riott's going through a table. I don't know if it's going to be that table.
Wait, who are you saying?
Natalia.
Okay.
Natalia's going through a table.
Okay.
Ruby Riott's winning. She needs the momentum right now. She's the up and coming. This is going to be a show, I think, of a lot of like up and coming.
I'm going Natty.
We're going Natty. We're going to have to disagree on this one.
Disagree on this one.
Oh shoot! Do we have a sound drop for that?
No, we don't need
Joe's just.
I think maybe
should buy you some coffee. I'm sorry.
What if Natty accidentally puts Ruby through the table with her dad on it, and like she starts crying, like, "Oh no, you broke my dad in half."
I hope that's not the case.
Accidentally. Like, crap!
And then it causes Ruby Riott to have like a weird existential crisis where she actually thinks she's a heart.
She thinks she's Jim the Anvil. She thinks she's Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and she starts dressing.
Yeah,
like that's her gimmick. She doesn't know she's not Jim the Anvil. She refers to Natty as her daughter.
This is beautiful. And since we have Vince Russo back, it just works. You can just have him put him on it and see where it goes.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Buddy Murphy is defending his Cruiserweight Championship against
Cedric Alexander.
Cedric Alexander, that's his name. I knew it was Alexander.
Right.
Cedric.
Right. Ed Murphy retains.
I'm going Alexander.
Really?
Yeah, unless he plans on losing it at the Rumble.
I don't see Murphy. He just won the title not too long ago. It's been a couple months, but he kind of fills that void for me that Neville left.
Yeah.
Of having that like just bruiser at the top.
I like it.
At the especially for a division like 205 Live. You really just need that like heel to kind of rule the
Do you
roost.
watch 205 Live?
I've actually caught more 205 Live than I have a lot of other things recently.
So the storyline was Alexander lost his Cruiserweight Championship. He wanted his rematch, and Drake Maverick said no. He's like, "You're not ready. You can't have your rematch yet." So for weeks he went on. He couldn't have his rematch. That's the story they've been telling. Finally, there was a tag match on 205 Live, and Alexander pinned Murphy in the tag match. And because that happened, Drake Maverick's like, "Okay, you pinned him. You can have your rematch." So he had to earn his rematch.
I still don't think he's going over.
I think the match that they want to eventually get to is the rematch from WrestleMania last year, Ali versus Murphy, but this time Ali wins the Cruiserweight Championship.
So Murphy would have to retain then.
Not Murphy, I'm sorry.
Alexander?
Alexander. So Alexander wins it here or at Rumble, and then Mustafa Ali wins it from him at WrestleMania.
See, I'm going the opposite direction with this. I could see Buddy Murphy just being too much for Cedric Alexander to actually overcome. And
like
then
he destroys Cedric Alexander.
He's going to destroy Cedric Alexander, and then
Ali has to
Mustafa Ali is going to have to step up to the plate and be the next challenger.
I like that better. You convinced me. I'll go Buddy Murphy.
And it might just be because Cedric Alexander just really doesn't do much for me.
Yeah, he doesn't have a good personality.
He's really just. I mean, he's an incredible talent. He's got a great moveset and a cool look, but like. Nah. Mustafa Ali is the underdog hero that show needs, especially now that he's gotten that Daniel Bryan SmackDown Live push.
Yeah, that was great for him, and he really shined. All right, let's move on to our next match: Randy Orton versus Rey Mysterio.
This is actually brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT, because I'm pretty sure that was a sponsor the last time we saw this match on WWE pay-per-view.
They've actually wrestled a couple times recently.
Well, but you know what I mean, though.
Chairs match.
Really?
I think they wrestled at the Best in the World tournament in Saudi Arabia, if I'm not mistaken. But chairs match.
Who's Mysterio?
Mysterio?
Yeah. I'm not really invested in this. I get what they're doing with Randy Orton right now, where he's just like they're kind of using him as like the introduction to, hey, we're bringing this guy back, so we want to have Randy Orton be his first feud back.
Who do you think's gonna win? I'll flip a coin on this one.
I'm gonna say Orton.
I'm gonna say Ray.
I'm gonna say Randy. I'm saying
Ray.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go with Rey Mysterio, and here's why.
Okay.
I think we're gonna have somebody interfere on his behalf.
Who?
I think an up and coming
Luchador.
Maybe I'm getting crazy here.
Pentagon shows up and helps Rey.
I could see them partnering Rey Mysterio and Andrade Almas.
Ooh.
To kind of
as heels though. Why would Almas come out and help a face?
Almas babyface turn maybe.
Why would he come out and help Rey in a babyface?
Or maybe he interferes and costs Mysterio the match, and then
they feud.
I don't know. I just want to get Almas on the show somewhere.
That would be great, but it's not going to happen.
Then just give me Mysterio because reasons. I said 619 with a chair.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
Why not?
Yeah,
I don't know what.
It'll probably end with one of those Orton DDTs off the second rope onto a chair. That's probably how it's going to end, honestly.
Whatever. Just Mysterio.
Okay,
cool.
I'm saying Mysterio too. All right, here's a big one. Becky Lynch defending her women's championship against Charlotte and Asuka in a triple threat match. It's a TLC match, actually.
Give me your thoughts on this.
Okay, so, wow. I think Lynch loses. The question is, who does she lose it to?
I don't think Lynch... Well, Lynch loses the title, but I don't think she's involved in the pinfall.
Right. Well, it is not a pinfall match. It's a tables, ladders, and chairs
TLC match. So, but I think it's going to come down to Asuka and Charlotte.
I think what's going to happen is... Man, this is tough. Okay, so with the tease of a shakeup tomorrow night on Raw, Becky loses to Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte becomes women's champion. Becky gets shaken up to Raw. So he brings her over to Raw because they need ratings on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Ratings are real bad. Becky will definitely help that.
So then Charlotte goes into a program with Asuka again?
Not necessarily, because the next big pay-per-view is the Rumble. So I think Asuka wins the Rumble. Again. Yep. Because she's good at winning Battle Royals. She's done it quite a few times now.
Mm-hmm.
She wins the Rumble. That sets up Charlotte versus Asuka at WrestleMania. Rematch. Asuka beats Charlotte for the championship at WrestleMania. Becky defeats Ronda at WrestleMania. Possibly. Now that's if Becky goes to Raw tomorrow night.
So ultimately you're saying...
If not, if Becky doesn't go to Raw tomorrow night, I think Asuka wins. You get Asuka versus Lynch at
the Rumble.
At the Rumble. Lynch still enters the Rumble and wins.
They need to get the belt off Becky. I don't
want Becky to lose twice.
Becky's winning the Rumble.
Right. So that means she's not going to have a women's title match at the next pay-per-view.
Or...
how would she get a rematch?
Does Rousey lose the title and then enters the Rumble and challenges Becky?
But then Becky doesn't win at WrestleMania, which is what I want to happen.
I'm going to go in on this idea that they're going to split Charlotte and Becky up. They're done with that feud at this point. They've gotten what they need out of it with Becky. They got her white hot.
Yeah.
Charlotte can stay on SmackDown.
They need the ratings on Raw.
And feud with Asuka, and they need to bring Becky over to Raw. So I like it. Put the strap on Charlotte, let her feud with Asuka. Asuka gets it.
Now, technically, you could still work with Asuka winning the belt, and Becky's still going to Raw, and she doesn't get her rematch because of that.
Right.
Oh, man, it's tough.
Just put her on Raw and just say, like, okay, well...
I think Asuka needs to wait for WrestleMania for her moment.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm with it. So Charlotte? All right, lock it in.
Jeez. That's tough. All right, Daniel Bryan got his rematch against AJ. Well, I guess AJ's got a rematch against Daniel Bryan. I should say
the new
Daniel Bryan for the World Heavyweight World Wrestling Federation Undisputed
Entertainment $1
million championship.
Yep, the big one, the big belt, the belt of
Dan Bryan wins, right?
Hulk Hogan, the belt of Bruno Sammartino.
Am I right?
The belt of Macho Man Randy Savage.
Macho had that belt.
Ric Flair had that belt.
Didn't look like that.
No, it didn't.
Who do you got and why?
Daniel Bryan.
It's
too soon. Too soon to take it off him. He's white hot, and also it's gonna
white hot. Man, SmackDown's just killing it.
Yeah, SmackDown's absolutely murdering it.
You should watch the whole show.
It's only
2 hours long.
Right. Daniel Bryan. I caught his promo from Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I like how he is just completely flipped the script.
Fickle.
Incredibly fickle. Parasites.
Fickle.
Sheep.
No, that's insulting to sheep.
It's insulting to sheep.
I
like it. And the only thing that I question with this is where does it leave AJ Styles?
He's his contract's supposed to be coming up soon. Maybe he wants a little break, a little time off.
Kind of fade into the background a little bit. And honestly, it's a good time for him.
He could just cool off a little bit till Rumble.
Yeah.
Be in the Rumble.
Have a good performance in the Rumble.
Do all right.
Get into a good program for himself for Mania. Could see him maybe in a U.S. title program, maybe. I don't know.
He's already done that. I could see him in a non-title feud with somebody.
Like a blood feud? Somebody returning, maybe?
Maybe.
Somebody coming up, maybe?
Maybe.
Interesting.
Maybe Cody Rhodes?
No, stop. That wouldn't happen.
Maybe Kenny Umanga?
Never heard of him.
Is that his name?
Dude, if they get Kenny Omega for the Rumble, I'm done with professional wrestling forever.
What do you mean you'd be done? You'd walk away?
No, probably not.
You'd be like, I have to see what happens.
Yeah, I know. See you next week.
Okay, so
yeah, I'm going to go Daniel Bryan, though, because I don't think it's time to take the title off him. He just got it.
I agree.
And he's got a cool thing. And plus, that messes up my Rumble prediction of The Miz winning the Rumble.
Which it still might happen. He's 2/3 the best wrestler in the world.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. All right. Main event of the evening.
Possibly, if it happens. We got Braun Strowman taking on Baron Corbin.
So how does this work again? It's a TLC match.
It is a TLC match.
If Strowman wins,
he gets a world title match or
a Universal Championship match against Lesnar at the Rumble.
Correct.
And also Baron Corbin is fired as the general manager of Raw.
Correct.
If Corbin wins, he gets a Universal title shot.
I don't think so.
Or no? Or he gets the permanent job.
Permanent GM.
Permanent GM position of Raw.
Which no chance that's happening.
Yeah. So, and then you have this added wrinkle of Heath Slater now being the apparent, ace in the pocket of Baron Corbin.
So, Braun probably is not going to be cleared to wrestle. He had elbow surgery like a week and a half ago.
Mm-hmm. So are they going to send somebody in his stead?
I think he'll be there.
Maybe a Dolph Ziggler?
No.
Who recently face turned?
No. The rumor is that it could be Bray Wyatt. Possibly.
So teaming Bray Wyatt up with Strowman to get him over.
But I don't know if you remember.
Really cool. Strowman
I don't
put
know
up
if
the
you remember,
young up-and-coming talent.
I don't know if you remember earlier, I mentioned who was going to be on Raw tomorrow, but Kurt Angle's going to be on Raw tomorrow.
So you think Kurt Angle comes back and
faces Baron Corbin, a guy who he's been feuding with over the general manager position of Raw.
I hate when you're right.
So I think Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin.
Tonight.
Kurt wins, right? He shows up tomorrow thinking he's going to be the GM of Raw because he beat Baron Corbin. He's like, hey, I won. And Stephanie or somebody's like, well, hold on. That wasn't the stipulation. The stipulation was Baron would not be GM.
Yeah, we didn't say you would be.
The new GM is Alexa Bliss.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I know.
I couldn't have done it better myself.
Kurt beats Corbin, I think.
Alexa Bliss is now the GM of Raw.
She will be for a short time. I mean, she's going to come back to wrestling.
At least through Mania, do you think?
Yeah, probably till Mania.
Yeah.
Maybe she doesn't have anything to do on the Raw title picture anyways.
She'll probably get into a program. Maybe they'll turn Alexa babyface against Stephanie McMahon or something like that and get into a program with her.
That would be interesting, yeah. Stephanie versus Alexa at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That'd be
for
interesting.
control of Raw or something like that.
Maybe. But then Stephanie's got to win.
Stephanie wins. The next night on Raw, she comes out like, Alexa, you put on a...
You've been traded to SmackDown.
Yeah, she trades Alexa to SmackDown, and then who knows?
So you agree with that? Not only will Baron lose, but he will lose to Kurt Angle?
Yes.
All right. We did it.
We're pretty much lock and step except for everything except
There was a couple stuff in the...
Natty versus Ruby Riott. You said Natty.
Yeah. Is that the only
Everything else, we're pretty much...
Wow.
across the board.
Yeah, the only thing we disagreed on momentarily was Orton Mysterio, but we...
Well, and then Murphy and Alexander, I talked you into...
Murphy.
Buddy Murphy. But yeah.
Wow. So we agreed on everything but Natty and Riot. So the winner of that match is going to determine the winner of our picks between us two.
Right. It'll be an interesting show to watch tonight. So it's our last one before we really get into the proper Road to WrestleMania season. Got some cool show ideas coming up. Some stuff we want to do. We're going to have a segment coming up here pretty soon. A fleshed out version of a game that we came up with.
We don't have to tell them what it is.
Yeah, we won't. But the people who are listening who know.
Yeah, I wish we could have done it today, but we didn't talk about it.
Right. Royal Rumble coming up.
Beer Stew, Royal Rumble. I think it's January 20 something.
Looking it up right now.
Oh man,
it's gonna be January 27th. The Beer Stew, the big room.
Yes. Well, yeah. As far as I know,
we'll have it on the big screen. Hopefully,
the 10-foot screen.
It'll be a lot of fun to actually.
We have a cool idea for that as well.
Yes.
A way for you to win 60. Somebody's going to win at least $60 that night.
Yes. Yeah. So we're going to have some really cool prizes. We'll probably do some trivia again. Mm-hmm. It's been a while.
Yeah. So it'll be a lot easier to do trivia over there because we have the microphones and stuff.
We're going to get the Audio Suplex Live Hire Council together soon and discuss the forthcoming plans for Royal Rumble.
We also have not talked. We should have mentioned this at the very beginning of the show because I doubt anyone's still listening. But we are actually hosting our first ever wrestling event. ASL presents
the Road to Glory.
Road to Glory Invitational, December 28th for Northwest Ohio Wrestling. It's at their new building. It's actually going to be the first show in their new building. It's on Alexis and Secor, if I'm not mistaken.
Secor.
Okay. Alexis and Secor, the warehouse behind the Napa Auto Parts store there on the corner. I don't know if it's on the corner, but...
Corner.
Okay, that's enough, Travis. So we're hosting the show. We're booking the show. We're doing an 8-man tournament. The winner of the tournament will be the number 1 contender for the NOW, the Northwest Ohio Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Okay, Travis, seriously.
It's a winter show. You have to
It's not
promote it right.
It is in winter, but it is not a winter show.
It is a winter show.
Okay. December 28th. More information, you can go to our page or Northwest Ohio Wrestling's page. That's probably where you get the most information on the show.
Who's in the tournament again?
A lot of our favorites. Pretty much, I think everybody in the tournament has been on ASL except for one. John T. Keith has never been on our show. John T. Keith has never,
and that is of no fault of anybody's, really.
He'll be on someday. I think we've tried to. It's hard to line it up, but we can definitely look into that. But we literally
the spirit of an entire city. Like, he has to be.
That's true. The spirit.
We can't really have him here.
But we have IndyCard Mafia, Eric Emanon, and Thomas Burrington.
Yes, sir.
PWI top 500 wrestlers, both of them. They're in the tournament. Big Fish Rambowski was on our show last month. He is in the tournament.
Lest we forget that Eric Emanon also holds the Fight for Fortune.
He does. He could be a double number 1 contender, which would be very interesting.
And if I know anything about Eric Emanon, I know that he likes to have as many aces up his sleeve as he can.
For sure. Who else? We got, I already said Jonte, Sam Beal and Ace Miles are both in the tournament as well.
Unfortunately.
What do you mean?
Oh, they're just both terrible.
No. They're pretty good.
You talking about those 2 kids that we had?
They're not kids anymore.
Oh, shoot. They grew up?
You should have seen their Extreme Rules match.
I saw Ace Miles had a mustache at one point.
That's might be true.
Yeah.
Who else is in the tournament? Who am I forgetting? I can't remember. Oh, Alan Graves is in the tournament.
Absolutely. You're going to get in so much trouble for not putting somebody over on the show.
Oh, no. They're all going to win.
Everybody comes away.
It's a draw
in this tournament. Yeah, everybody gets the title.
We have an 8-man tie, so we're gonna have a 9-man elimination match for the championship.
For the championship.
But yeah, so check that out.
Every match ended in a draw. Can you believe it?
No, but we're making history here. Yeah, check out the show. Oh, we forgot Robert Lopez is in the tournament.
Of course.
So
the boss himself.
The big boss man himself. He did not. I asked him to be in the tournament. He did not place himself in the tournament. I was like, hey, Robert, I need you in the tournament.
This tournament, Corey, is underselling a little bit because not only is it the first Audio Suplex Live presented event,
yes,
but it is also Corey's debut as this is your baby.
My baby?
You kind of help put the show together.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, kind of. I'm the one deciding the brackets.
Right. So if the show sucks.
If the show sucks, you can blame me. But
what's your Twitter again? At @heel_Corey?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can get on Twitter and tell Corey about how poorly booked his show was.
That would be cool.
And then I'll come out with my own show.
Maybe.
Eventually.
I'm trying to think of a good name for it.
I already have it.
Oh.
My show's already in the works.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I know it is. Yeah, your show's going to be better than my show, I think.
Well, yeah, listen. But that's because I'm
8-man tournament, the best in NOW. I'm real excited about it.
It's going to be a blast.
Every ticket in the house is $5. Front row, $5.
Not
General
bad.
admission, $5.
So get there
tickets
early.
Are $5, but it's $5. They have actually been selling out pretty much. The last couple shows have been like pretty near capacity.
So if you want front row and you want to get there early, get there early.
$5.
Doesn't matter if you're in the nosebleeds or if you're in the front row. It's $5. Get over.
I don't think there's any nosebleed seats, but
make it happen.
I mean, we can make your nosebleed. There's certain seats that someone will punch you and give you a nosebleed.
That's what happens when you tell Corey his show sucked. You just
Oh, I see you guys got the nosebleed seats. They're like, what?
There you go. Right in the kisser.
Remember that.
All right.
Yeah, we're not doing TLC at the Beer Stoop tonight. We are taking the month off. We will be back.
It's December.
Right.
It's the holiday season.
It's cold out. Yeah. And we really want to do something special for the Rumble. So we're not going to do one this month, but we will be back for the Rumble. We'll probably our next podcast.
No, we'll do a show in between now and the Rumble. I've got a couple of
Post
ideas.
New Year.
We have to do our year-end awards.
That's true.
You know.
We do.
We have to do those still.
I think we should start a ASL Hall of Fame.
Well, no, we had actually, that's another segment we were talking about introducing in the new year is the ASL Hall of Very Good.
Hall of Very Good.
So you guys can look forward to that coming out again soon. I'll even give the name of it away.
You know, I was trying to think. For some reason, I was thinking of like what was my favorite moment from Raw ever, and it's actually the night after WrestleMania when Roman beat Undertaker.
Oh, and he came in that opening promo,
and he just came out and they booed him for 10 minutes, and then he said, "It's my yard now," and then walked out.
That's beautiful.
That was, oh my god, I got chills for how many people, everybody in the entire arena.
That's beautiful.
Booed him, and he just soaked it in.
It was so good,
and he didn't turn heel after that.
It was so good. I loved it. I loved every second of it. I ate it up with a spoon.
I wish they would do more stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, we only get one Raw after Mania every year, so enjoy it.
That's true.
Bizarro World Mania or Raw.
Yes. I think that does it.
Yeah.
So that's all the information we have to share.
For Heel Corey, I am Travis, and our producer Joe, who always steers us correctly. This has been ASL episode.
He's got his Christmas shirt on.
Woo! Woo!
All right.
We'll see you guys a little later on.
Yeah. Have a good night, guys. Enjoy TLC. We'll see you guys soon.
Hey, this is Joe, producer of Audio Suplex Live. We'd like to give a shout out to the band Wax for our intro and outro music. Make sure you check them out at the link below.
You've been listening to the Nerd Complex Podcast Network.